What is up, gamers? I'm Day. Welcome to a, off-the-cuff thing. I got no script today. I just want to talk about something. And that is Grand Duel. I don't know what's going on with them. Because, we just got word. We got the most recent Grand Duel today on JP. I say we as if I play it. I don't play JP anymore. I played it for a bit. But, I wanted to talk, because I do keep up with it. But I wanted to talk about the situation with the Grand Duels, and yeah. I'm just gonna say this. I think that they've definitely fallen off. I don't think that the most recent one, the Rider, is the worst. That would go to Lancer. I'll get to there. But first, I just want to say that, the first two Grand Duels we've had, which were the Saber and Berserker, were the best. They were 100% the best. There were no arguments. They were peak, honestly. Then that's really just because of how they were set up. That being, you had unique enemies instead of facing, you know, the normal servant variant. Which you don't get with the more recent ones. Also, in both the Saber and Berserker one, it was a singular enemy. Technically, it's the same thing with the extra one, but I'll get to that as well. Anyway, but yeah, like, bro, I loved how they did this. Like, this Musashi here is kind of just more so the same as she's always been, at least in terms of her design, but they at least incorporated her little, I honestly, I don't remember what this guy is. I'll put it on screen if I find the name. But I'm just gonna call him Akuma from Street Fighter, because that's what his face reminds me of. Anyway, but yeah, like, at least they incorporate the NP in this type of fashion. Meanwhile, you know, you have Herc over here with not just one, not just two, but three different sprites depending on how he's feeling about attacking. Wild and insane. Not to mention that he had like a full freaking really cool looking NP. Like, bro, that goes hard. Meanwhile, Grand Duel Lancer, Grand Duel Rider. There was an event that happened right before both of these, and guess what? The person they just released, like, for the Rider, it's Noah, who was just released the event that is still ongoing, by the way. And then for Lancer, it was Indra, because, I mean, the whole thing was it was Indra's trial to get a grand or something like that. And then it was just like, okay, that's fair, but who's gonna be the grand battle we fight? It's Indra still. Okay, sure. Yeah, alright. I don't know. I just don't think that's really as interesting as the possibilities could have been. And I'm also going to quote-unquote loop in the extra one. Even though technically it's not this Olga right here that was released during Anniversary, it is still a repeat because it's the Olga battles. I'm gonna be honest, I also think that's really lame. Then again, I don't know how they... I guess this is probably the best way they could have done it, but still, I don't know, something about just this setup right here, it's, like, not as bad, but these other two, I just closed out the... Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it, but, like, these, these other two, especially Indra's right here, I'm gonna say, this is definitely, like, the worst. This is, so far, the worst one that we've had so far. Not in terms of, like, battle setup, but more so because Indra is not necessarily a Who character or person or whatever, but also him being here is kinda weird. Again, we had two unique of freaking battles with both Heracles and Musashi. They got their own splash art, and it's really cool. And then what do the rest get? You got Noah. You got Indra, who asked. I don't know. Like, I am going to at least give Noah a bit of a pass, just because, I mean, he does look kind of cool, and I mean, he is Noah. The arc, he was already Grand Rider, so, like, I mean, yeah. I don't really know, like, what I would have chosen over Noah to have been representing the Rider class, but I don't know. As for Indra, I mean, bro, the Lancer class has a lot that they could have made unique forms for. Or they could have just, I don't know, they could have just made a new version. They could have made Romulus 3. No, but honestly, I think what would have been better is if they just, like, honestly, what they could have done for the Lancer was just take the wrong costume, take, like, this variation of Karna, make it even more, like, spectacular, and boom. You give it, like, the kind of, like, treatment of this, and boom, there you go, there's your Grand Lancer. And Karna is very popular. And also would make sense. And it would be cool. Enkidu also, I think, could have potentially been there, but I'm gonna say Karna, if I were to choose one for that. And again, I don't really have one for Rider. As for the extras, bro, I don't even know. The best way that I would say is probably, like, one per, and even still, that gives many issues. Because, like, okay, so Avenger, you would choose the Count, like the Count of Monte Cristo, because, like, duh, that makes sense. And then for Ruler, you just, I don't know, Jontron. For Moon Cancer, well, I mean, there's BB Dubai, who was supposed to be, like, the BB bad bitch. I guess Alter Ego could be a weird one, just because, like, who are you gonna choose for that one, but, like, I don't know, I guess they could have just, like, reused Kali, specifically. Like, with the extras, at least, the issue is, like, you got the OC chapters, so you would basically just be reusing the big bosses from those for the, like, extra duels, with the exception of, like, Shielder, because, I mean, they're gonna put a Shielder boss in there, the one Shielder we have. I mean, it'd be like the same thing as putting a beast in there. You wouldn't put a beast. You wouldn't put a shielder. Those are the two that can't be there. That said, they could still technically get score. But yeah, the part that makes me like kind of upset about this is the fact that after the Lancer duel, we got like a whole thing where it's like through an interview that was like, oh yeah, don't worry, from here on out, all of the grand battles will have unique NP animations again. And then we had a repeat set of bosses, and Noah, who was already in the event and doesn't have a unique NP animation for the grand duel. I mean, technically he has 2 NP animations, but that's for 1 and 2, and then another one for 3. I don't know. This is wild. This is absolute insanity. Either way, we got May, June, July, August, and September, so October is when Assassin will be around, and then November for Archer, and I guess December for Caster, which means that Caster people, don't worry, you will get the ability to have your Grand before the end game, despite the fact that that is when the end game is going to be in December. It's fun. But it's still kind of weird. Yeah, I don't got much else. I don't know, what do you guys think?